everybody. Today, our discussion question is, what is a useful system monitoring tool? And I want to talk about a system tool called Glances. Now, Glances is what I'm running here off to the left, and over here on the right, I have HTOP running. And so, at first glance, Glances looks like a Python-based replacement for HTOP. But it's really not. Glances is more along the lines of a system that was designed to very quickly give you information about your box that you can keep kind of in a tmux window or something like that. Whereas with HTOP, not only do you have a very quick idea of what's going on with your system, but then in addition to that, you have this text user interface in which you can manipulate and close programs and do a bunch of stuff with that. But I like Glances, and I think Glances is useful. It's going to tell you about your CPU, which is over here on the left. It's going to talk to you about your memory. It's going to tell you about some of the system load, what's happening on the system. You can see here that my system's at 99.2% idle right now. My memory usage is at 22.1%. I don't have any swap. I have 64 gigs of RAM. I haven't used any swap yet. And then in addition to that, you can see my network and what kind of network traffic is going in and out of the box. We can see how long it takes to communicate with the default gateway. You can see some of the disk I/O here if this had been set up. I think that I am missing a plugin that I would need for that to work. And then, of course, we have my file system, and I can see how much space is being used on root, and then media, SDA1, and so on and so forth. In addition to that, I can see some of the tasks here. There's nothing really that I can do here in terms of manipulation. I'm not going to be able to log into Glances and then start shutting stuff down or turning it off or anything like that. But one of the things that I like to do is I will set up a system with Glances. I will load up tmux. I will start Glances within tmux, and then I will leave that up for individuals to be able to monitor the computer, especially whenever I'm dealing with folks who may not be as computer literate as I am. It oftentimes helps them to be able to have some of this statistical information at hand as we work through a problem, because then we can talk about, okay, the system's slow. Okay, are we using all the CPU? Is the memory completely full? Are we hitting swap? What is making the system slow? And I can kind of work through that with the user and say, okay, I see here that you're running Firefox and your computer's going kind of slow. Is there a reason why Firefox is using 17 gigabytes of RAM out of your 18 gigabytes available to you? And then we find out that they have hundreds upon hundreds of tabs open. That's a use for something like this, but for the most part, I like it because it's simple. It doesn't necessarily cause a lot of issues on the system. It's not going to use a whole bunch of power or anything like that. And you can set this up and you can use this. And no matter how much I click on it or touch it with my mouse or anything like that, I'm not going to break anything. Somebody sitting at the computer can use this to look at it, and they're not going to ruin anything. So that's why my choice of system administration tool, if I needed to tell somebody about something that potentially they may want to use, I would point them towards Glances. I think Glances is a fantastic tool for being able to monitor what's going on a computer. It's very, very easy to install. Oftentimes you can find it inside of your package manager, and it's well worth the amount of time that it takes to set something like Glances up, which is literally seconds usually. So with that said, thank you. I'm looking forward. If you have a very, very cool system administration tool, comment about it. Let us know about it. Tell us what kind of system administration tool it is, what it does. If you can, give us a link to it, or at least tell us what we need to know so that we can go and use a search engine to find it. Looking forward to hearing more from all of you.